Hello, everybody, and I hope you're having a great day. And here we are going through the Gospel of John, and today is John chapter 10. And I have this idea as we are slowly marching from now until Easter. What would it look like if we just read one chapter at a time and just kind of allow me the honor of being your tour guide through the book of John? And so these daily kind of commentaries on this is kind of like if we were across the coffee table and just talking about God's word together. And today you're really gonna like this story, but I think what you're gonna like even more is if you understand some background about it. So John chapter 10, there's really two sections. One is where Jesus is talking about being a good shepherd, and the other is the title of the section in my Bible is I and the Father are one. So let me talk to you about both of those. First, it's important to understand that Jesus, he uses 7 major metaphors in the Gospel of John to get across the idea of something that's really hard for us to get our minds around. And that is the infinite, all-wise, incomprehensible, omnipresent, omnipotent, everything, King of the universe God, who has decided to have a relationship, a friendship with his creation on this little bitty rock called Earth. Like, how do you get your mind around that, right? Well, that's Jesus trying to help finite understand the infinite. And so he uses 7 different metaphors, like I am the door, I am the way, truth, and life, I am the true vine, these things to help us understand. In this one, he says, I am the good shepherd. Now, not being in a primarily agricultural society, it's kind of lost on us a little bit. Back then, you would have, like you do now, let's say someone owns a small business and they want to go away for a weekend. Well, someone has to mind the shop, right? So what you do is you get people to come in and work for you. And they don't work for the company normally. They are temporary workers, like a temp agency, right? They are just there to help you get through a situation. Well, there were these people that were called hired hands or hirelings, and then there was the good shepherd. And Jesus understood that the people understood the difference between an owner and a hireling, a hired hand. And what Jesus was saying to them is, you might think of me as a hireling, someone who is only as far in as you're in, right? So only someone who goes so far. I'm actually the good shepherd. I'm the one who goes all the way. I'm like the owner. I'm there when things are good. I'm there when things are bad. And so Jesus is trying to let these people know, listen, I'm not a passing fad. I'm not a passing fancy. I'm not a passing friend. I am here. I'm committed to you. So as you read through this, get the idea that Jesus is trying to help us understand this relationship. The second one is very important because Jesus is trying to help us understand how the unity of the Trinity works. When Jesus came to the earth, you understand that Colossians says he is the visible representation of the invisible God. So Jesus was from the beginning, but he took on human form, and I believe it's called a tetrarch. That is the idea of being fully God and fully man at the same time. And if you understand that, you're better than me. I don't fully get my head around it. That's why he's God, right? But he came and he was still fully God, also fully man. But yet at the same time, he's saying you have to understand that I am not lesser than my Father, obviously not greater than my Father, but I and the Father are one. But we have different offices, different positions. So he starts to talk about that a little bit. And you can kind of hear how he's kind of doing this and kind of talking about it among the different ones. So I hope you enjoy this. Hopefully it'll create a lot of questions. Write some of them down. And if you have other questions, put them in the comments. Maybe we can have a conversation about it, okay? Hope you enjoy this, and I'll see you tomorrow for chapter 11.